We got a sad one today. You can see this aircraft with substantial damage to the front end. This Piper aircraft was actually pulled out of the Atlantic Ocean, and we're going to find out why today on the NTSB final report, Boynton Beach, Florida, January 24th, 2021. So this aircraft took off and was flying at night and went down in the ocean about a mile off Boynton Beach. So you can see the Coast Guard came in and had to find the aircraft. They did find it about 40 feet underwater, and sadly, the pilot did not survive. Got it out and went ahead and investigated to find out what happened. The pilot left from Palm Beach County Park Airport in Lantana, Florida, if any of you are familiar. And this is what happened. So while in cruise flight about 1,000 feet on a southbound heading over land in night VMC, it was about 8 o'clock at night. The pilot requested flight following services and routing to the north along the shoreline. Air traffic control approved the request and issued a altimeter setting and instructed the pilot to proceed offshore and follow the shoreline northbound at or below 500 feet. The pilot acknowledged. The target identified as the accident airplane continued eastbound, descending perpendicular to the shoreline when the controller assigned the airplane a new transponder code. When the pilot acknowledged the transponder code instructions, the plane was at 300 feet and descending, but it displayed a transponder code one digit off from which was assigned. At that time, the airplane was crossing the beach at 225 feet and descending. Once over the water, the airplane's track depicted a shallow descending left turn and lost radar contact. So it seemed like the pilot was a little too busy talking to the air traffic control and messing with the transponder codes. But I was curious because here, number 2, it was at 825 feet. A pilot was instructed by air traffic control to squawk to 0212. And then later on here, the pilot was instructed to squawk to 1437. And then that's when number 10, they had the incorrect beacon code. So my question is, if they already had a squawk code, why did they have to switch to another squawk code? This seems like a lot for the pilot to have to do. But it seemed to be what kind of caused the crash anyway. That's why I'm just curious if any of you could answer that. But here's a closer up look at the flight path, and then that wrong squawk code was number 3 down here, and the pilot was descending all the way. So here's that actual beach, that Boynton Beach, Florida, the Atlantic Ocean. And given the dark night time conditions, the pilot's lack of instrument experience likely focused his attention outside the aircraft. In a low-wing airplane, ambient lighting on the ground ahead of the airplane would have provided some cues of both altitude and attitude. However, the availability of cues would have rapidly decreased as the airplane neared the shoreline. The circumstances of this accident suggest that the pilot over-relied on outside references and did not effectively reference the altimeter. The controller's instructions to reset the transponder code about the same time the airplane was descending through 500 feet, although routine likely served as an operational distraction to a pilot with his limited experience. His efforts to reset the transponder likely further diverted his attention away from the altimeter, and the pilot allowed the airplane to descend into the water. So very sad. This is the aircraft here, the Piper PA-28-161, a Warrior 3, November 266, November Delta. And the probable cause on this one was the pilot's controlled flight into the ocean at night due to his unrecognized spatial disorientation. Contributing to the accident was the pilot's distraction with the tuning of his transponder while maneuvering over an area with reduced visual references. So if you ever had a moment flying similar to this when you got disoriented, please let us know below. And more importantly, how do you correct the aircraft and reorientate yourself? Seems very very hard to do, especially at a dark night, and he was looking out and he only seen the darkness of the ocean. But preventing these things is always the goal. So if you guys could comment, or if you guys want to watch other final reports, you can watch it here. But thanks for watching. This is Arfan. See you guys next time.